Shocking news. The reason why Kamala Harris is leading Donald Trump in the national polls. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration, everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is allegedly. It's only my opinion and my perspective. I want to salute everybody that's catching this on the replay game. I want to salute all of my moderators. Salute to all my new subscribers. Salute to you, him, and her. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. I see you, Fresh Perspective. I see you, Abdul. What the hell, me, Shank? You going to a Baldy prom? My roasters wouldn't be my roasters if they didn't roast me. I see you, Jamie. I see you, Jamie. Abdul says, why you back on the politics up? Because, and I'm not gonna, I promise y'all, I have some new things that's coming to the platform, new demonstrations, so I'm not gonna stay that much long on politics. I do have a lot of different content that's coming, but I have to get through the politics that's needed, and then we can move forward. Yeah, Fresh Perspective. Abdul is roasting me. Abdul is roasting me. I'm way past going on the prom, Abdul. But y'all continue to roast me, and I'll entertain y'all later on in this demonstration. Right now, I got to get back to this demonstration. But keep on roasting me, Abdul. I see you. Yeah, so it's politics. We are weeks away from the actual presidential debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. Y'all all know I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for the debate. That's what's going to determine for me who I'll be voting for. This is my first time voting. So I want to see this presidential debate. I want to see how they both handle themselves. I want to hear what they have to say. I know most of y'all are going to say, Shank, it's all BS. Well, since I've been doing my homework on politics, believe it or not, and I once thought that it was all BS. It's not BS. It's only BS if you don't understand the game. It's only BS if you can't see it for what it is. Actually, politics is another game that's being played. You got all kind of games that we play. Can we consider one game BS and not the other game BS? I mean, life itself, believe it or not, life itself is a game. What do you need when you playing a game? You need players. Also, you need rules. There got to be rules in whatever game you're playing. Let's look at life. There are many players in the game of life, and there are also rules that is set in place for you to have a successful life. And when people don't have a successful life, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with outside forces. When you're not successful, most of the times it's because you didn't play by the rules of life. Let me tell y'all, money is not being successful. People think just because you get money, you're successful. That's not what makes you successful. Health. Health. That's the number one priority in the game of life. You got to have good health. So if you rich, if you got all this money, but you have poor health, that's not successful, because you'll just be a person with money, just a person with money. Okay, Jamie, I see. So we're going to take a deep dive into politics. So I want y'all to put on y'all thinking caps. I want y'all to get y'all notebooks, y'all pens, y'all pencils. And for some of y'all that can store it all up in your brain, get your brain unclogged, because I have a lot of shocking news, a lot of shocking information that I'm going to be dumping on you all in this demonstration. It's a reason why Kamala is winning in the polls against Donald Trump. It's not a coincidence. It's not a Big Bang theory. It's not it just happens to be that way. No. It's a law called cause and effect. Everything has a reason. Your purpose, your existence in this world is for a reason. But enough of me rapping. I'll get back later on in the demonstration and I'll rap to y'all some more. But let's go and let's find this shocking news that I'm talking about.
Some new polling suggesting, also very positive for Kamala Harris. I'm going to come to you on the polling. There's the ABC News Washington Post poll that had her at 49% over Trump, 45%.
So the polls are reading Kamala at 49% and Trump at 45%. So as of right now, and this was updated 2 hours ago, so y'all can see it, 2 hours ago. According to the polls 2 hours ago, Kamala is at 49% of the votes. Trump is at 45%. Anybody care to share with us why? Do anybody know the reason why Kamala is winning in the polls right now? If so, share with us.
Nationally, among registered voters, that's outside the margin of error. That's the first time she's polled ahead of him outside the margin of error. And then a new poll from CBS, Harris 51%, Trump 48%.
So another poll got Kamala at 51 and have Trump at 48.
Among registered voters nationally. Again, national polls don't matter as much as the state by state, but still it is indicative of something. What are you seeing in the polls?
So what I think it's indicative of is a lot of voters who had sat on the sidelines in a Trump versus Biden rematch, deciding that they want to put their name down for voting for Harris for the moment. But I wouldn't say these are fully committed folks. If you look at a lot of these polls and you compare July to August, Donald Trump's share of the vote hasn't actually shrunk by that much. And in some cases, it's stayed the same or gone up. It is Harris's numbers that look very different from Biden's. She's taking away from RFK Jr. She's bringing in some more of those undecideds. So the question will be, with this convention, does she deliver a message that can secure those voters to her? What kind of a story does she tell to the Americans who don't know that much about her? They know they don't like the policies they've seen under President Biden. They don't feel like the country's on the right track. And they want to know, is she actually going to be a turning of the page in some way?
Can't she do that? I mean, it's true that people don't know a lot about her. And I remember in 2008, this is not meant as a criticism of either Obama or Harris, but there was a degree to which people just projected their hopes and their thoughts onto him and now her that may or may not actually be accurate.
It might not be accurate, but it's a great place to be as a candidate, where you have the electorate who wants to be a part of what you're building, who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves or the candidate itself. And so I think Joe Biden should acknowledge the success of his presidency, but not just talk about the future, but why he picked her to be his number two. He can start to credentialize her as a leader, as the type of person he's seen her before with the relationship she had with his son Beau. So humanize her, but then two, talk about her integrity, her ability to make calculated decisions, what type of partnership they had to lay the foundation for the rest of the night to be introduce the country to Kamala Harris.
We're going to talk about why Biden chose Kamala to be vice president. Now, if we go back, let's go back to the presidential race years ago between Biden and Trump. Trump was winning. What made Biden choose Kamala to be his running mate? See, once again, we got to go back to the rules. There's always been rules. When you don't follow the rules, when you don't move strategic, 9 times out of 10, you end up losing. Now, he was losing, but he followed one simple rule. And that simple rule was the beginning of time. God saw that man was alone, and he saw that it wasn't fit for the man to be alone. See, it's nothing new under the sun. It's when we try to recreate the wheel. It's when we try to come up with all these new things to try to make something work. He just went back to one of the first laws or attributes of the universe. God saw that it wasn't fit for man to be alone, so he created woman and he gave man the woman. So what did Biden do? He saw he was losing. How can I reverse this? He goes and get what? He goes and get a woman. See, many of us are missing this actual presidential election because many of us are still caught up in our feelings. Well, guess what? No matter what I feel, no matter what you feel, the presidential election is still going on. No matter what you may feel about Trump, no matter what he may feel about Kamala, no matter what the people feel about the other one, guess what? Trump is still running. Kamala is still running. No matter who you feel should win, no matter who you think is going to win, we know that there's going to be a winner. Go to any game. In basketball, you have winners, losers. In football, you have winners, losers. In baseball, in any game that you see, any game that the people play, there are winners and there are losers. So regardless of which one you think should win, somebody's going to win. It's a game. And as soon as we all as American people can understand this game, then when it comes time to vote, see, notice, I've never voted before, right? Notice, you voted many of times. What's the difference of me never voting compared to you voting many of times? Regardless of how many times you voted, regardless of who you voted for, the country is still the country. No matter whether I voted or not, the country is still the country. Where you going at with this, Shank Rock? What I'm trying to land at is that if you're going to vote, make sure your vote counts. How can you make your vote count? Well, first you got to understand this game. Like I said before, Many of y'all have voted plenty of times. And ask yourself, out of the plenty of times that you voted, did you receive or did you get out of the person that you voted for that became president? Did you get out of that person what you was looking for? Be honest. I don't know. Only you know. When Trump became president, did Trump give you everything that you voted or everything that you thought you was going to get when you voted for Trump? Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Ronald Reagan, Joe Biden. The list goes on and on and on. See, people are quick to point the finger at those who haven't voted, but won't point the finger at themselves and say, I probably made a bad choice by voting for so-and-so. I thought by voting for so-and-so, I thought that the country was going to go this way. Be honest. Has the country went in the direction that you believe it should go in? Last time I checked, and if y'all want more clarification, go to my TikTok. On TikTok, I do demonstrations as far as the political demonstrations. And I started to raise the question years ago, 2-3 years ago. This is my first time voting. Who should I vote for? And I just wanted to get the answers from multiple people. I had Democrats leaving comments. I had Republicans leaving comments, conservatives, liberals. I had Christians, Muslims, Jews. I've had all walks of life leaving comments because I wanted to see and I wanted to get in the mind of the average voter. Me being a non-voter, how do I understand this game? So I had to throw the question out there, what should I do? And then I had to feed off of the comments from those voters that had voted plenty of times. And that's where I'm at today. And that's why I'm very careful. The only reason why I will be casting my vote this time around, the only reason is because there were many of people that risked their freedom, gave up their lives, sacrificed their time, their blood and sweat and tears so that I can have the right to vote. So I said, you know what? Off of that alone, I'm going to be, this is going to be my first time voting. But before I vote, I need to know more about this game called politics. Many of y'all, and it's no disrespect, I'm not throwing shade on nobody, but many of y'all only vote because other people vote for this person or that person. Let me ask you, do you really know why you are a Democrat? Do you really know why you are a Republican? Do you really know why? Do you really know why you voted for Trump? Do you know why you voted for Biden? These are questions that I need for you to answer. For everybody that's catching this on the replay, please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know why you are Democrat. Let me know why you are Republican. Because believe it or not, many of y'all are Democrats because your family members was Democrats. Many of y'all are Republicans because your spouse is a Republican. Many of y'all don't know why you are Democrat or Republican. Now, this is what I learned, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. The Democrats and the Republicans belong to the same bird, just different branches. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. So what that means is if the Democrats and the Republicans belong to the same bird, and the bird, let's just say the bird is crooked. Let's say the bird is moving to the left. Now, if the bird is crooked and the bird is moving to the left, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That means the Democrats, as well as the Republicans and any other political party, is moving the same direction that that bird is moving. I'll ask you again. Do you know why you are a Democrat? Do you know why you are a Republican, conservative, or liberal? Do you know why? If they all attack, okay, Drake says, look at life back in 2016 to 20, and then look at life 2020 to 24. Pretty damn simple. Appreciate that comment, Drake. Now, if all the political parties belong to the same branch, and it don't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. See, part of the game is right there in front of you. Damn. You mean to tell me we all belong to the same branch, but it's different parties? Something is wrong with that picture. Something is wrong with that picture. The bird represents the house, right? Now, the different parties represents the different members, the different family members in that house, right? So now you got a house and you got the members in the house. The house is corrupted because the house is moving to the left, and you got the members in the house that's just as corrupted as the house because the members are moving left with the house as well. I want y'all to just keep that in mind. We're going to go deep. This shocking news definitely has to be put in front of you all. Drake says, I get what you're saying, man, but dude, we need to find a way back to the center. And Trump is the only who will swing that. So me and you are on the same page, Drake. I want you to know, me and you building. Drake, me and you is right there. Listen to what Drake is saying. Drake is saying, we need to find a way back to the center. And that's where we're at. So I just want y'all to stay focused on what Drake is saying. We got to find a way back to the center. I see y'all. I see Yvette.
You can't tame wild things.
And so it's not a disadvantage because she hasn't been a good vice president. It's just the nature of the role.
No, I just mean like for a nominee, for a president.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
For a nominee,
sure.
because usually there's a process.
Yes,
It's
fair
all-
enough.
It's also it's an opportunity for Republicans to define her, given the fact that there's so little is known.
Yeah, so she's had by far the best run for the past month. Unscathed, she hasn't done a press conference 28 days. She has a political Rorschach test, so people are projecting their hopes, their dreams, everything onto Kamala Harris. What Axe says is true. It's going to be a little bit of a tough position here on Monday when Joe Biden, who's a part of who's running this administration, it's the Biden-Harris campaign. The vice president's trying to project herself as an outsider, right? She doesn't really want to be tied to the current president who's going to be here because he's not that popular. Remember, that's why he's not on this ticket. That's why he's not here speaking on Thursday, because he was so unpopular. They kicked him off and put her on. So for her to distance herself from the guy who put her here is a little bit of political jujitsu, right? And so,
What'd he say? For her to distance herself from the guy that put her there, Joe Biden, is a little of, let me backtrack.
he was so unpopular, they kicked him off and put her on. So for her to distance herself from the guy who put her here is a little bit of political jujitsu, right? And
A little bit of political jitsu. And we all know jitsu is a form of martial arts.
So I think that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And then when she started answering his questions, she's had this incredible month, and she's still tied with Donald Trump right now. And that ABC poll, he's still ahead on the economy, on immigration, on inflation. He's still ahead on these factors. So anybody that thinks this is a runaway race?
Yeah, there were 11 issues, and she was leading on 6. I think the thing that was most interesting about that poll was on the sort of personal ratings and favorabilities of them as human beings. So Trump was 22 points underwater, and she was in plus territory, and I think that's really big. I mean, you know, people were willing to tolerate Donald Trump even though they didn't particularly like him because they had questions about Joe Biden. If she makes herself acceptable, they're gonna move to her, and this convention is an opportunity to do it. It is always true when you have a candidate who is not the incumbent that these conventions are a lot about telling people who they are, what their values are.
After hearing that, I'm going to ask y'all, do you know why Kamala is leading Trump? It's right there. Remember what I said in the beginning of this demonstration. Remember what I said, y'all. It's a game. It's a game. In any game, you have winners and you have losers. This is why I said it's looking like Kamala is going to run away with this election. It looks like Kamala is going to be our first female president. And I'll tell you why. Kamala knows how to play the game. It doesn't make a difference if I like her. It doesn't make a difference if you like her. It doesn't make a difference who likes Kamala. Kamala is going to become the first female president. She knows how to play her game. I'm going to go deeper. Let me salute. Salute, Miss G. I see you. Salute, 80s baby. Yvette C. Positive vibes. I see y'all. I see everybody down there. Salute, salute. Drake, I see y'all. Kamala knows how to play the game. Now, I have to be careful with my choices of words because sometimes I offend some people. So I'm going to do my best with my choices of words. Bear with me. Now, on the bad side of Kamala, there has been many of you that have called Kamala out and saying Kamala sleeps her way to the top. All right? Drop a 1 so I'll know if any of you in here that feels that way, I'll know you all are in here. Drop a 1 or even in the comment section. Drop a 1 if you feel as though Kamala slept her way to the top. Now, in my opinion, there are a lot of women, believe it or not, there are a lot of men that slept their way to the top. Women sleeping their way to the top has been around for centuries. Women sleeping their way to the top has been around for ages. Does that make, if a woman has slept her way to the top, does that make her less qualified? I mean, there are many of men and women that didn't sleep their way to the top. However, there are many men and women that cheated. I tell for bail says that makes her risky. Stay right there. I tell for bail. There are many of men and women that didn't sleep their way to the top. There are many men and women that cheated on a test, right? Do that make them risky? Do that make them unqualified? There are many men and women that use other methods bribery? Huh? Does that make them risky? Does that make them unqualified? Why is it so much backlash when it comes to Kamala? I tell for Bell says, but they not running for president, Shank. Good point. Good point. Salute, Seth. Appreciate the compliment, Seth. Appreciate the compliment. They're not running for president. Let's backtrack, okay? Trump showed us what he can do. I'm with you with Trump. I just want everybody to know. Let me make it clear. I want everybody to know that I like both of them. Salute, Candace. Appreciate you for pulling up. I like Kamala, but I also like Trump. I like them both. That's my prerogative. I like them both. I do feel like if Trump gets into office, a change is going to come. I feel like if Kamala gets in office, a change is going to come. I can't pronounce your name, but I'll answer your question. Why do you like Kamala? The reason why I like Kamala is because Kamala is confident in, she got a lot of confidence in herself. She not only does she have confidence in herself, Kamala knows what she's talking about. Now, I can't judge her yet on whether or not she's a good or bad president because she hasn't been the president yet. She already in office. She's in office, but she's not in office as the president. Ms. G says, I've been hearing this. Is this a known fact? Exactly. And see, I'm doing too much talking. We're gonna go to some legal aspects. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Because me being a content creator, I know that people will spread lies on you. Hell, you don't even got to be a content creator for people to spread lies on you. So just because people are saying one thing about Kamala, that don't mean that it's true. Vice versa. People say stuff about Trump all the time. Do it make it true? We got to be careful on what we intake about people when they talk about people. But let's go deeper. Because this will probably be one of my last political demonstrations. So I'm going to go as deep as I need to go.
You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second, do you? Joe Biden hates it. This was an overthrow of a precedent. This was an overthrow. They went out, and I spent $100 million fighting Joe Biden. They told him he couldn't win. His debate performance wasn't the best ever. But they said mine was the best ever. But they said his debate performance wasn't. I look forward to debating her, by the way. She'll be easier. She'll be easier than him.
How many of y'all actually believe that Trump will have an easy time debating Kamala compared to Biden? I think Trump would have had an easy debate against Biden. I think when it comes to Kamala, Kamala is going to give Trump a run for his money. Once again, I like them both. I really do. I like Trump and I like Kamala.
This woman is nuts. Look, people say, be nice. Have you heard her laugh? That is the laugh of a crazy person.
Let me say this. When it comes to the roasting, when it comes to the theatric, Trump is going to run circles around Kamala. When it comes to the roasting, when it comes to making people laugh and all of that, I'm going to give that part of the debate to Trump. However, when it comes to really getting down to what's going on, the policies and things of that nature, Kamala is going to give Trump a run for his money. Let's listen.
It's the laugh of a crazy. It's the laugh of a lunatic. Have you heard it? You know, they prohibited her. They prohibited her for laughing. I've been waiting for her to laugh because as soon as she laughs, the election's over. But we're winning by a lot in Pennsylvania. I think the fracking got her. She said one thing that got me. She said Kamala has one big advantage. She's a very beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman. So I decided to go back and reread the clause. I'm not saying he's, but I say that I am much better looking than her. I think I'm.
Stop lying, Trump. Yeah, stop lying, Trump. Now, you know I gets down with you, Trump, but there's no way in the world that you look better than Kamala, Trump. Stop the cat, Trump. Matter of fact, drop a 3. Drop a 3 in the chat if y'all think Trump looks better than Kamala. Drop a 4 if you know for a fact Kamala looks better than Trump. I see you, Mel. Salute, Mel. I see y'all. He's orange. Right, Set. The President Donald Trump. I see y'all down there.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala. Yesterday, Kamala went full communist. You heard that? She went full communist. She wants to destroy our country. After causing catastrophic inflation, Comrade Kamala announced that she wants to institute socialist price controls. You saw that. Never worked before, never ever worked. This is the Maduro plan, Venezuela. Maduro plan.
Salute, Renee. Renee says he's a joke, not even funny. Now, this is what I'm going to say. And this is what bothers me. This is what bothers me on Trump's behalf. If Trump goes in there and if his game plan, Positive Vibe says Trump needs to change his foundation. It isn't blending in his face good. Renee says all he does is lie and talk trash. Seth says all I'm thinking about is the teens being on their phones at his speech. I tell for Bell says Renee Wolfen. This is what's going to worry me about Trump. If that's his game plan for all my Trump supporters, appreciate that compliment, Renee. Appreciate that compliment, Renee. If this is his game plan, when it comes to the debate, he's going to lose. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even me, I love his sense of humor. And y'all know I ain't nothing good but a roast. When y'all be roasting me, I love it when y'all be roasting me. But even I know at the end of the day, it's bigger than the roasting. As much as I let y'all and as much as I enjoy y'all roasting me, I know what I have to give my demonstration. And I'll tell y'all can continue roasting me. I'll come back because I have to get to my commentary. And if he goes in there, and if this is his game plan, mark my word, Kamala is going to run circles around him because at the end of the day, the business has to be taken care of. And they're going to want to know. Everybody wants to know the policy. I see y'all comments. And that's what you all bring to my attention. Shank, what about the policies? I believe somebody mentioned the Project 2025. Now, allegedly, Trump is trying to back out of that Project 2025. So when it's all said and done, it's going to come down to the policies. I see you, Elite. Elite says Kamala won't even do an interview on CNN. Pathetic. Salute, Miss Parker. I see you all. Damn, dude. I thought you had more sense than this. Forever a victim under Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. That's the whole thing. I'm not a Democrat. I just call a spade a spade. If I see something that Kamala does that needs to be pointed out, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to point it out. If I see Trump doing something that's good or bad, I'm going to point it out. I like Trump when he's, roasting, and I like him. However, it's a time and place for that. That's not going to work in no presidential debate against Kamala Harris. I'm going to take y'all deeper. For those that disapprove of Kamala, I'm going to take y'all deeper. For those that disagree with Trump, I'm going to take y'all deeper because I don't want it to be an unbalanced demonstration. I don't want to come before y'all and all I do is speak about good things about Kamala. I have to have it balanced. I have to give y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly about both of them. Now, if Kamala goes in there, and if Kamala tries to play Trump's game, if she goes in there and try to roast, if it goes back and forth, okay, Trump said a roast, okay, now Kamala gonna come back with a roast, Trump gonna run circles around her. In my opinion, it's a even match. You got Trump, that's a lion or a tiger. You got Kamala, that's a lion or a tiger. It's an even match. If Kamala not careful in this debate, Trump is going to tear the fur off of her. If Trump is not careful in this debate, Kamala is going to tear the fur off of her. Kamala would never get my vote. She vice president. Now America is struggling. America is not struggling because of Kamala. She's just the vice president. Can I get somebody in the comment section or even in the chat? Can I get somebody to give the job description of the vice president? The vice president don't hold no value. So we can't blame the way that the country is in on Kamala. We can't do that. We can't judge it unfairly. Let's judge it correct, y'all. Let's judge it correct now. Let's give them both the benefit of the doubt. If you are a Trump supporter, let's give Kamala the benefit of the doubt. If you are a Kamala supporter, for once, just for Shank Rock, let's give Trump the benefit of the doubt. Because guess what? One of them is going to become the 47th president of the United States of America, whether you agree or disagree. Let's go deeper, y'all. I'm going to go deeper. And I'm going to give y'all, just by Trump and Kamala, I'm going to let y'all know what I see in each one of them. I'm going to let y'all know, look, this is why I like Trump. I'm going to let y'all know, look, this is why I like Kamala. I know, Mel. I did need an open panel. I know, Mel. But I promise y'all, it's early. I promise y'all, I'm going to do another demonstration. I promise y'all this time. I'm going to give y'all open panel. I don't know why they take so long. All right, now I'm going to point out some of the reasons why I like Kamala. And for my Trump supporters, hold your horses. I'm going to go to Trump, and I'm going to point out why I like Trump. So hold your horses.
I think anyone who decides to become a teacher, it's one of the greatest gifts that one has that they give. And I thank you, Gwen, for doing all that you have done. Thank you. And my husband is Doug. You are doing so much, and you've been traveling all over our country, and I want to thank you. And you are going to yet again make history as the first gentleman of the United States.
So that's her husband. Seems like a pretty cool guy. That's Kamala's husband.
There are a lot of incredible leaders here. I want to just for a moment mention my friend Bob Casey. You have got to send him back to the United States Senate. For the time that I was in the United States Senate and worked with Bob, I'm going to tell you something. You know, we would have these meetings where all of the Democratic senators would get together for lunch. No cameras in the room. Bob, to almost every time, was one of the ones who would stand up in that room with all the other senators from around the country, talking about the working people of Pennsylvania and why we needed to have you in our mind when we were thinking about national policy every single day. That's who Bob Casey is.
Almost every interview that she does, she always recognizes the policies. She always mentions the policies. She's always able to communicate with the people at each and every interview. This is things that we cannot overlook. This is why I said for my Trump supporters, let's just give her the benefit of the doubt just this one time, because if you give her the benefit of the doubt just this one time, I promise you, you'll listen and you'll hear and you'll see things differently from what you've been thinking about her, and you just might learn something new. Come on, Trump supporters, give Kamala the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I do have somebody. Okay, I tell for Bell says, but hold on now, Shank. I just looked up the role of a vice president. It says she's supposed to be an advisor to the president. She can get Biden to focus on inflation right now. I'm glad that you looked that up. I see you, Erica Kelly. I see you down there, Erica Kelly. Okay, now let's for a few seconds, let's build off of I tell for Bell. I tell for Bell says she can get Biden to focus on inflation right now. Can we be sure that she hasn't? How do we know that she hasn't mentioned inflation to Biden? See, these are things, and let me come to y'all. Let me come to y'all. Because let me come to y'all. This is what we have to make sure y'all share this demonstration out, because Shank Rock is the new, I am the new platform that's going to lead us all into the future. So every word that I say, every demonstration that I give has to be everywhere. I need to be in every household. Listen to me when I give y'all this demonstration. Now, for so long, we've been looking at politics the wrong way. For so long, we've been looking at relationships, period, the wrong way. We looking at it from a personal feelings perspective. Okay, now let's look at Kamala. Listen to what she's saying. Don't focus on what she's not saying. Inflation. What she say? She can be advising Biden about inflation. Who's to say that she hasn't? Come on. Rock Squad, come on. And everybody else. Who's to say that she hasn't been advising Biden about inflation, about other things as well? See, we got to get out of our feelings. We got to stop thinking that we know everything about two people's relationships. We don't know a damn thing about Kamala and Biden's relationship. We don't know what they discuss. We don't know what she talks to him about. We don't know. Even if she advises him, he still has the final say-so. I use me for an example. Even though Miss Parker may advise me on some things, and sometimes Miss Parker advises me on some good things, but I still make the final decision. So I want us to start looking at it from a different perspective now. And I want to make sure everybody continues to pull back up on this platform every day, because this is the platform that's going to be taking us all into the future. We're no longer in the past. We can't continue to hold on to our old way of thinking. We have to move forward. This is the platform that's going to get us into the future. This is the platform that's going to move us forward. I need everyone to basically understand what I'm saying, and I need everyone to stand 10 toes down with me. I need everyone's undivided attention. I need you all. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. I see you, Alan. I see you.
What he is doing in the halls of Congress again, I mean, you sent some fighters to D.C., Pennsylvania. You sent some fighters to D.C. Your next Attorney General, DePasquale, where are you? I've done that work. I know what it requires, and you're going to be outstanding. So you've got a lot of work, Pennsylvania, on your shoulders right now that you're carrying, and you who are here volunteering to do this work. And we're going to get it done. And Malcolm Kenyatta knows exactly what I'm talking about. I say it almost every time I come into the state. So I want to just address you all right now as the volunteers. You know, Tim said it. This campaign for us is really born out of love of country. We all here, we love our country. And we know our country is going to be as strong as our willingness to fight for it. And to fight for what we stand for. You know, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. When you stand for working people, you fight for working people. When you stand for freedom, whether it be to make decisions about your own body or love who you love, you fight for those things. When you believe in ending child poverty, you fight for that. When you believe in what we need to do to lift up the middle class, you fight for the middle class. These are the things we stand for, and these, therefore, are the things we fight for. And that's what our election is about. Our election is about understanding the importance of this beautiful country of ours in terms of what we stand for around the globe as a democracy. As a democracy, we know there's a duality to the nature of democracy. On the one hand, incredible strength when it is intact. What it does for its people to protect and defend their rights, their liberty, their freedom. Incredibly strong and incredibly fragile. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. And that's what this campaign is about. This campaign is about a recognition that, frankly, over the last several years, there's been this kind of perversion that has taken place, I think, which is to suggest that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, when what we know is the real and true measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up.
And we're going to go to Trump. Are y'all focusing on what she's saying? So you can see that she has a different game plan than Trump. Her strategy is the opposite. We're going to go to Trump for all my Trump supporters. Same thing that I said to the Trump supporters, I'm going to say to the Kamala supporters. Just this one time, let's give Trump the benefit of the doubt. Let's just one time. See, you have to understand, she is moving political correct. Trump doesn't move political correct. Hear me out. Hear me out. You have to sometimes move political correct. Even I sometimes have to move political correct. And I'm one of the most radicalist men that you will ever run across. I bucks against the system. And any and everybody that knows me knows I will buck quick against the system. Whatever system is put in place. However, sometimes I have to be political correct. This is one of the things that's going to come back to bite Trump in the asshole. He has to know when to be political correct. Look, I'm for him speaking his mind. I'm for him going hard. But as a president, you still have to be diplomatic. Yes or no? As a president, you still have to be diplomatic. And as the old time Kenny Rogers taught us, you got to know, when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them, and you got to know when to throw them. Can't go hard all the time. But let's go to Trump. See, with Kamala, you see the confidence that she has in herself when she's speaking. It's not like she's nervous. It's not like she's unsure. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm focused on to see if she's nervous. I'm focused on the body language. The body language tells it all. For me, I'm focusing on the eyes. The eyes is the mirror to the soul. So I'm watching and I'm focusing on it. Kamala got her ish together. And I know the Trump supporters don't want to hear that, but Kamala has her ish together. Now I'm going to do another demonstration tomorrow on TikTok. Make sure you all are following me on TikTok. My TikTok is Shankrock. ShankRock. I'm going to be doing a demonstration on TikTok. I'm going to be asking the same questions about Kamala that I asked about Trump. And I'm just waiting to see the response. A lot of people gave Trump hell. Now I want to see if those same people that gave Trump hell, I want to see if they're going to have a change of heart. For most of y'all, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, for most of y'all, it don't make a difference if it's Trump. It don't make a difference if it's Kamala. For most of y'all, whoever it is that's running, y'all going to find something wrong with that candidate. Am I lying? I say it again. For most of y'all, it don't got nothing to do with Trump or Kamala. For most of y'all, you're going to find something wrong with whoever it is that's running. I tell for bail. You're not lying. Right or wrong, I tell for bail. Some of y'all, most of y'all, just don't like nothing that the next person brings to the table. Don't like nothing that the next person has to offer. Policies, you're going to find something wrong with. Okay, look, y'all, I'm casting my vote. I'm running for president. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to get my policies lined up. Okay, I'm getting ready to select my vice president. I'm getting ready to put some policies together. I promise y'all, when I come with my policies, I promise y'all going to give me help. Yes or no? Y'all would give the old man Shankrock hell the second that I bring my policies. Come on, y'all. Seth says, I'm trying to see the light in her, so I look for her words, but I know where I stand. And I appreciate that, Seth. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want y'all to let me change y'all religion. I don't want y'all to let me change y'all political parties. That's not what I'm here for. I'm only here to bring the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's all I'm here for. Because if you are a Trump supporter, and if you think everything about Trump is good, if you think it's no bad or ugly with Trump, we're going to have to do a lot of backtracking. If you for Kamala and you think everything that Kamala does is good, and you don't think it's no bad or ugly with Kamala, we're going to have to do a lot of backtracking. But let's go to Trump. That's a funny dude. That's a funny dude right there. Now, y'all gonna have to bear with me, man. Because y'all know I like Trump, and y'all know he keeps me laughing. Look at this dude. Look at Trump. Y'all gotta bear with me, all right? Just bear with me, because y'all know Trump. Trump's a fool. Let's check out some Trump, y'all. Let's go to Trump. This dude a fool. This dude is a fool. Woo! Look at him, y'all. Look at Trump. Look at him. This dude funny. This dude funny.
A communist known as Kamala Harris, most radical left person ever to run for office. This is not what this country needs. We've had enough of them. We're going to win back the White House, and we're going to take back our country. Kamala Harris is a super left liberal who ruined San Francisco, ruined California, and delivered a badly broken economy, a badly broken border, which gave us a dangerous world of chaos, death, and destruction. Just take a look at what's happening today. We were a respected country. Now the whole world laughs at us. We're a bunch of foolish people to have allowed this to happen, but we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back very fast. We'll close up the borders. We'll drill, baby drill. We're going to do things that are going to be very good. Very good, very fast. It will happen very quickly. But she breaks everything that she touches, but soon we're going to fix every single problem. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Crooked Joe.
Look at this dude.
What happened to Biden? I was running against Biden. All of a sudden I'm running against somebody else.
This dude. Lord have mercy. Look at him, y'all. This dude. I fucks with Trump, though, man. I do.
Problem. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Crooked Joe. What happened to Biden? I was running against Biden. All of a sudden I'm running against somebody else. It's true. You know, it's interesting. I said, who am I running against? Harris. I said, who the hell is Harris? You don't know. Who the hell is Harris? You know, she was the first one out last time. She was the first one to lose. And now all of a sudden she's running. She never got a vote. But they are a threat to democracy. Remember that. Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
Okay, so he said, you know, he's going to make the prices drop down. He's going to make America affordable again. Okay.
under Kamala Harris and crooked Joe Biden, the American dream was dead, and it is dead. It's dead as a doornail. They'll never bring it back unless we win. If we win, we're going to have the American dream alive, all for your beautiful children, your grandchildren. We'll have the American dream. We'll be back with us. Her radical liberal policies have caused horrific inflation, decimated the middle class, and gutted the finances of millions of American families. And you know what I'm talking about, because everybody in this room has been devastated by what they've done. They have no idea. They're grossly incompetent people. Real incomes are down by over $2,000 a year. Think of that. Minimum. And ours up 5 times that amount, more than 5 times that amount. Her price hikes have cost a typical household a total of $28,000, and that's called the Kamala Harris inflation tax. She was there for everything. You know, when she sits and complains, hey, look, Joe Biden hates her, okay? Hates her. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second, do you? Joe Biden hates her. This was an overthrow of a precedent. This was an overthrow. They went out, and I spent $100 million fighting Joe Biden. They told him he couldn't win. His debate performance wasn't the best ever. But they said mine was the best ever. But they said his debate performance was. I look forward to debating her, by the way. She'll be easier. She'll be easier than him. Her policies are so bad. Her policy, remember, her father was a Marxist economic professor. He was a Marxist, an avowed Marxist. This is not what we want in this country. And think of it. Does anyone here feel richer under Kamala Harris and crooked Joe?
Drop a 1 if y'all feel richer under Biden and Kamala. Drop a 1. Drop a 2 if y'all don't.
Is anything less expensive under Kamala Harris or crooked Joe? No, it's been devastating. Inflation has been devastating under this group of people that have no idea what the hell they're doing. Are you better off with Kamala and Biden than you were under President Donald J. Trump? I don't think so. You know, they do polls and this stuff, and I'm at like 93%. I said, so why are we having an election? They didn't have an election. Why are we having an election? How would you like to be Biden? He's working, he's spending money, he's trying. They wanted to have a debate. That's the thing that started it all. You know, if I didn't debate him, he'd still be running right now. But I believe she will be easier to beat than him because she's a truly radical left lunatic. And with him, he never really believed it. Of course, I don't know if he knew anything. I'm not sure. But he didn't really believe it. She totally believes it. She wants to destroy our country. With 4 more years of Kamala, your finances will never recover. They will only get worse. They're only going to get worse. The stock market, and we have some of the most brilliant people on Wall Street saying this, the stock market is only up because they think I'm going to win. And if we don't win, according to many people, including one of the greatest Wall Street prognosticators, Scott Bessent. Has anyone heard of him? One of the most brilliant guys on Wall Street. If I don't win, you will have a 1929 style depression. Enjoy it. I believe that.
Let me give y'all let me give y'all a quick commentary why I likes Trump. See, now when you listen to Trump, right? Y'all listen to Trump. And I see everybody comments. I see you, Mel. Nate Ford. I see all y'all. I see y'all. I see you, Mel. When you listen to Trump, Trump is going to paint the perfect picture. I ain't mad at him. It's politics. It's a game. You get where I'm coming from? He's learning. He's learning. He came in as a businessman, not a politician, we all got to agree that was one of the things that we all was rooting for Trump because he wasn't a politician. Now, if you peep game, he came in as a businessman, but then he learned some things. Political correct. Listen to him. Before he would have been all over the place with it. But if you just listen to him in that brief demonstration, he gave you all the perfect picture. He couldn't do no wrong. And he took responsibility of everything that happened, which was good. I ain't mad at Trump. He's like Kamala, confident in himself. You get where I'm coming from? This is why I like both of them. Go back. I thought Bernie Sanders would have made a decent president. I never felt like Bernie Sanders would have made a good president. I always felt that Bernie Sanders would have made a decent president. Bernie Sanders, he lacked the confidence. Like, it was like Bernie Sanders to me was like Joe Biden. It's like when you listen to Joe Biden, you be like, what the hell is he talking about? Or, you know, Bernie Sanders didn't get you riled up. Bernie Sanders was just like when you listening to somebody, even Obama. Remember, Obama was sharp. Obama was peaceful. Obama was Jesus Christ, turn the other cheek. But when they started talking about Michelle, Obama shut that shit down. Obama said, you can say what you want to say about me. Obama said, but I will not sit and let none of y'all, nobody. He said, I will not let none of y'all talk about my wife. After that, the reporters, because remember, the reporters in them, they was coming for Michelle. After Obama, let them know, them reporters never came for Michelle at all. When you listen to Bernie, Bernie didn't give you that When you listen to Biden, Biden don't give you that When you listen to Trump, when you listen to Kamala, they both give you that Like, you run up on Trump if you want. You run up on Kamala if you want. Confidence is what I'm talking about, people. You got to have confidence. No woman wants to be with a man that's a weenie. No woman wants to be with a soft man. That woman has to know, when my man needs to get down for the get down, my man is going to bring it. No man wants a sensitive woman that's won't challenge him. Now, I ain't expecting for my woman to challenge me all the time. I ain't expecting for my woman to argue with me all the time. But if I'm coming with some BS, I expect my woman to stand up and say, nah, Shank, that's BS. So the confidence that you see in Trump, you see that beautiful picture that he painting, I'm going to go back. So for those that want to know, man, Shank, what you see in Trump? I see confidence. I see a strong leader. Do I agree with everything Trump says? No. Do I agree with all Trump's policies? No. Do I agree with everything Kamala says? No. But let's go back to some more of Trump.
I believe it. A lot of people believe it. So we're not going to give him the chance, okay? We're not going to give him. And your state's going to be ruined anyway. She's totally anti-fracking.
That dude.
She's been anti-fracking and anti-drilling, anti-oil and gas
That dude.
from practice.
That dude. He won't let up off of Kamala to say the world. Every other sentence, he going in on Kamala.
Particularly the day she was born. All of a sudden, a couple of months ago, she said, oh, I'd love to have fracking. Now, she won't have fracking. Vote Trump, and your incomes will soar, your savings will grow, young people will be able to afford a home, and we will bring back the American dream bigger. That we are going to bring it back. Bigger, better. Front row Joe. Bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. We're going to bring it back. Look at all these front row Joes over here. They've only been, you know, we have a couple of groups here. They're at about 222 events. Front row Joe, stand up, wave your hands. You guys are great. Patriots. But I have another group from a place called North Carolina. Has anybody ever heard of North? We love North Carolina. The beautiful ladies over there. This is number what? 217.
These documents show how
That dude is funny, man. That dude is funny. All right, let me take some comments from the comment section, y'all. Mel, I see y'all. Renee, Mel says, look at the faces of the people in the background. They look uninterested. I can't pronounce your name. She took no tax on tips from Trump too. No, now Trump has no tax on SS benefits. Renee says he's in Pennsylvania. That's a funny dude. Man, oh man. Seth says, did you see Kamala and Walt's interview? I didn't see it, Seth. I didn't see it. Seth says, white tacos. That interview was weird and uncomfortable. Seth says, watch it on here or on your own time. Please watch. Did they even eat anything? We'll check out some of it. Awesome. I'm coming. Make sure y'all have memberships. I don't think Trump can successfully debate Waltz. Because when I do the open panel demonstration, only those that have memberships to the channel will be allowed on the panel with me. So make sure y'all purchase a membership to the platform. I will be doing that demonstration at 5:30. It's going to be a part 2. So at 5:30, that's an hour from now, make sure y'all pull back up. I will have an open panel. So if y'all want to join me on the panel, feel free to join me on the panel. However, only those that have memberships to the channel will be allowed on the panel with me. So make sure y'all get y'all memberships. Click on the $ symbol and it'll walk you through. All right. Let's go to a little of Kamala. All right, let's check out some of it. Let's check out some of it.
And I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind that.
Look, I'm looking at Coach Walls right now. I'm looking at Coach Walls.
Like I have white guy tacos and
What
like
is that,
black,
like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you
pretty
doing?
much ground beef and cheese.
That's okay. Do you
Yeah.
put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the deal. No, they said to be careful and let her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota, you know?
I'm the first vice president, I believe, who has ever grown chili peppers.
I'm trying to
And
expand
we'll
my,
figure-
my food knowledge.
You know, we've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, I
I was
called you,
hoping maybe
Tim.
we wouldn't have
I
to.
called you, Tim.
Yes,
You didn't answer, Tim.
I know.
What happened?
The most important call of my life, it popped up and we didn't recognize the caller ID. It went to voicemail.
There you go. Hey, Tim, it's Kamala. I really want to talk to you.
It is an amazing privilege for me also. I'm excited. I just want to be part of the excitement that you're generating.
Well, we're doing it together, buddy.
It's fun.
We're doing it together. How have these last couple of days been for you?
I can see where the energy comes. America is a hopeful country.
Indeed.
People are excited.
In every one of those groups of thousands, sometimes over 10,000 people, you've seen exactly who we are as America.
Yeah.
People from rural areas, urban areas, of every stripe and size and background. This is who we are as America, and we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And in this campaign, the only way we win is to keep the pedal to the metal for these next many, many days that we have. So Tim, what's your relationship to music?
Yeah. For me, the transformational piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River, which
Okay.
is a journey, you know all the tracks,
Yeah.
and I'm that guy. My first car, it's summer 1980, been saving up. I buy a 1973 orange Chevy Camaro, got an 8-track player in it.
Oh, wow.
Previous owner left Bob Seger's Night Moves in there. I listened to it, and it's kind of the soundtrack of my life of Detroit's own Bob Seger. But what's really great about this is I have a 79 International as my car. It's got an 8-track player in it. I have the very 8-track to this day.
You're kidding me.
No, but how about you?
I grew up, so all these albums here, Aretha. My mother had every Aretha album, and like our Christmas gift to my mother, her birthday gift was always like, what's the latest Aretha Franklin record?
So it's on vinyl in your house.
Like, all of it. All that and Stevie. And then Miles, and my dad loved jazz, and so it was Miles, it was Coltrane. One of my personal favorite musicians for when I was younger was Prince.
Oh,
And of course from your estate. And he, in fact, I'll tell you, so my husband Doug and I'm more of a hip hop girl.
Yeah.
He's more of Depeche Mode.
oh yeah, about the same
but,
time.
yeah, I'm sure you
no,
like
of course,
the same music.
of course.
But Prince, in the Venn diagram of things, Prince, he and I love the same, because talk about how Prince was with that guitar, man. I almost know by heart every one of those songs.
I feel like a trip to Paisley Park is going to happen here if this
It's
happens.
on my bucket list, I'll tell you that. Tell me about your dad and his influence on you.
Yeah.
He served our country, you have served for our country for so many years.
Yeah. I was 19, my little brother I think was 8 or 9 when he passed. He was a chain smoker, just addicted. They had a big Korean War era, and that generation of men pretty stoic. After he died, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She became our rock, and now she had to go out and get work because the medical bills broke her. And Social Security. And Social Security survivor benefits. We're fine pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. We had no boots. That's the boots.
And it's survival,
We paid it
literally.
back. It is survival. We all paid it back. So programs that are just fundamental to keeping people from dropping into poverty, but to live with dignity. You keep talking about that.
We gotta help people get through a hard time. We can't have a country and the policies that let people fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
Is that what y'all wanted? I'll take a few comments about it and then we're going to get out of here. Make sure everybody pull back up. Pull back up in an hour. Pull back up at 5:30. I will be dropping the link. If you want to join me on a panel, it's going to be an open panel. If you want to join me on a panel, make sure you purchase a membership. And then I'll let all members, it's only going to be for members only, that's going to be able to come up on the panel. Seth says, this has such little to do with policy, and what was the point of that interview? Jake says, I want 304s to stop renegading. I can't, not in this demonstration, Jake. The part 2 at 5:30, we could talk about the 304s renegading, but not in this demonstration. You could talk about it, Jake, but I can't. I could talk about it in part 2 at 5:30. I'm out, y'all. Vote America. Appreciate you. I'll see everybody back at 5:30 for part 2. Salute.